Greetings, fellow rail fans. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll see a whole lot of trains in Montgomery and places nearby. Join me on a fun and thrilling adventure to the rails, and let's get into the video. Montgomery, Alabama. Not the busiest rail place, but it would be this morning as we started off on Railroad Street and looked down the tracks to see the local pulling out. This is the Montgomery Yard local, led by a GP 38-3 and an SD 40-3, both yard movers. Then when we watch the yard move back, oh my gosh, there's a train out there. This manifest had to crawl around the corner so the yard movers could get out of the way, and then he would eventually pull into the yard. I'm not quite sure, but are these coil cars rare? Then we moved down to the parking lot by the big yard, and look who we found. Then he would stop, and we left after that. Then when we see this old AC 44 sitting, and this GP 38-3. Then this 4-engine manifest literally appeared out of thin air. no joke, when I saw the third engine in this consist, I thought it was a Heritage unit. It was so shiny. Like, you cannot tell me that thing has never worked a day in its life. Like, what? How is it even that clean? We chased it down to the crossing on Court Street and ended up parking by the L.L. Hodge Machine Works. Look at those metal excavators getting their job done. Another look at the shiny unit. Like, you cannot tell me that does not look like the front of a Heritage unit. Then we already saw the end of the train. How is it 4 engines but that short? You won't believe what he did. He started backing up. And he was actually taking the connection track into the big yard. We'll see another train on that line later. Again, are these rare? Somebody tell me. Also, who is ATW? Then we went uptown to the Wright Brothers Park that looks over all the track. I was literally packing up all my camera gear, and then this quote-unquote CPKC duo came out of absolute nowhere. Also, keep these 2 engines in mind. They'll be related to the last train of the day. Then we moved to a small farming town and found this train parked on the siding. We knew this train was waiting on something, so we pointed the cameras to the south. Well, that changed quickly. They decided to leave. We either missed the northbound or it didn't come in time. I wanted to go to this crossing because I know they're becoming rare. It has no gate tag. Fouled. Don't know why I didn't pan the shot somewhere else. I knew the defect detector was going to get in it, and I didn't move it. What am I doing? As this train went around the corner, you know what went through my mind? I don't know why I decided to chase a solo lead Gevo that is the most standard thing in human history, but I did anyway. chase him even further down. We would find ourselves at the connection track on Court Street, and if you look down the track, there's a train coming. CSX 228, AC 4400 YN2 was pulling out with a friendly engineer. The conductor would get off the train and go on the switch. And 228 would pull forward. What you're about to see is some railroad operations at first hand. The engineer would stop the train. The conductor would uncouple the tank car from the wood carrier. And the engineer would pull the train forward so they can switch tracks. Then they would back that tank car down another track. Then pull out without it. I believe it was a bad order car. Then they would back into the track with the rest of their train and couple up. Then this train would continue on their way to Fleming. Ow, my ear. Then the two conductors would get a ride back to the head end. Then this CPKC duo materialized out of thin air. And if you were wondering, these are not the two from earlier. Do y'all remember what the engineer looked like in this engine? Well, he gave me this. How nice. Well, look who we found. We all thought we were going to see it leave again until... Why do they take the signal away? We knew this train wasn't going anywhere, and I was thirsty as crap, so we broke off to McDonald's. So this right here is CSX 1972, the main hopeful priority of this trip. And I kid you not, the second we turned onto Court Street, we saw it rounding the curve. We almost missed it. I didn't take a picture of it, but originally when it was reported in Auburn, it had CSX 537 trailing. That is definitely not the case. We absolutely booked it back to Court Street, and they had a crew change. Tell me you haven't heard a better job briefing recorded.
Ready job briefing. Alright, I'm ready for it. Sheldon Green on do that 1430, bulletin number 78655. We got CSX 1972, KCS 4833, and a CP 8949. 33 loads, 131 empties, 8,669 tons, 9,983 feet long. Do have sufficient power with 3,700 gallons on the lead engine, 3,000 trailers. Key train, no restriction, no line of road work. The PTC and TO working engines calendar date, over. Alright, you're coming off the NWP, right? That's correct. Alright, signal indication, folks. Signal indication, there we go.
Once again, another train materialized out of nowhere. This train has some interesting cars, like these open grain hoppers, and some interesting graffiti on these box cars. The end of that train wasn't even out of sight before they turned 1972's lights on and departed to New Orleans. So, if you were wondering what happened to those two engines from earlier, they had somehow made their way onto M605. I don't understand how. I don't know where 537 is. I don't understand this at all. But it happened, and I'm glad it did. Then we chased into a crossing in the literal middle of nowhere. This classic car driver stopped on the track so I could get a good video. Kudos to you. And I would finally see the headlights of M605 crest the hill. Now that M605 was out of town, he was screaming eagle, just like I like it. Thanks for watching this amazing trip. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.